What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hip Hop High Society Roundtable. This is episode 65. I am Cassius Cam. I am your host for tonight. D's a little bit under the weather, so I'm gonna do my best. He probably sent them kids back to school and then came back with something. That's usually how it goes. But let me introduce my awesome panel. First, the super producer, Mr. Jonathan Cloud. How you doing, Bubba?
What's going on, y'all?
And from the Culture Decides, Lee, what's good? How you been?
What's up? I'm good. Happy to be back. I took a little bye week, you know what I'm saying? But I'm here. I'm ready to go.
Hey, sometimes you need that. And last but certainly not least, the super reviewer himself. This dude's thumbs must be sore from typing up all these reviews. He is Johnny on the spot. Obi Trice Kenobi reviews. What's good, man?
Not much. What's going on? Fresh back from the Clips show. Got some gear. Got some junk in the back. Whatever. But yeah, it was fun, but glad to be back. Kind of was when I listened back to the show from last week, I was like, oh, there's some good topics. I kind of was, not mad that I missed the show for the show, but mad that I missed the show. So for sure.
Yeah, we had a really good stream last week. How big was the venue? Was it packed out?
Yeah, definitely pretty packed out. I don't know how big this particular venue is or like how many people it holds. I kind of just don't pay attention to that stuff, but definitely full. Had the disco ball going. No Stove God. I was a little disappointed, but I also didn't really think he was going to come across just to do a hook 2 times either. So, where's your name, dude? What's going on with your name this week?
So when I host, I got to be formal.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't. Okay, that makes sense.
Nah, it's okay. I gotta be serious. I can't just look pretty and make jokes when D's not here. I gotta be formal and on the spot.
Okay. So. Well, one of us will make up for some of that. These guys will be pretty, and I will try to make a joke. It won't work.
That's why I can't host. I can't ever host because it will be the most unhinged episode.
Bro, you know how hard it is for me to do this, man. But it's all good. I enjoy it, and I'm getting better at it. But
you do great.
D makes it look a lot easier than it is. There's a lot of there's a lot of levers to pull back here. If you wanted to look good and be like presentable, he's done a lot of work like with the thumbnails and the intros and all that shit. So, but first thing first, we're gonna get into it. So Freddie Gibbs finally responds to the airport incident. Says many things in rap game are about as real as pro wrestling. So we're gonna watch this real quick.
There's a video that came up a few weeks ago of what looked to be you and Benny the Butcher talking in an airport in Paris. Was that video recent?
I'm gonna say this. It was a video. I mean, you saw me standing there. I was in the airport. Everything that everybody tried to make out of it, that wasn't true. I didn't even really barely even said a word. I was just standing there. I saw them was standing there. Of course, we in the French airport. What are we gonna do? I ain't going to jail over there. So y'all do y'all thing. I was like, man. The only thing I really said was, hey, man, this ain't the time or the place. I just tried to keep it gangster and just, I was on my way to London to meet up with him and get a bag, so I ain't about to put my bag up with no. A lot of this rap be on some WWF, so I don't get into that. I ain't never even spoke to West Side Gun, you know what I mean? So I don't know where all that come from. I don't know. I didn't even really look at that. I looked at this. I saw people was talking about it, and I was like, oh yeah, this some more fake shit. So I don't even, like I said, man, you saw footage of me there in the airport, but it wasn't nothing that everybody was making it out to be. I was just standing there with my arms folded up, bro. I barely said a word. So, but them is into that wrestling. So they do that. I don't wrestle.
So there it is. We kind of had like a little inside scoop a couple weeks ago because Lee's tapped in like that. It is kind of silly how a narrative gets spun that quick before people can even explain how stuff really went down, and it's easy to just take a freeze frame or a still shot and kind of put your own label on it. And you know what they used to say is the the lie makes it halfway around the world before the truth can get his boots on. So,
Right.
what do y'all
No,
think about that?
Well, I want to say I knew the wrestling comment was definitely a shot at Westside Gun because he ended it with, they into that kind of shit. But I do think it's shameful that these major blogs were the ones like sharing out like this information. Like, that's not true. Like, why don't you fact check? Like, why don't you if anything, Benny will respond to y'all like and give y'all the full. Freddie too, you know what I'm saying? Look, now they got the interview they had to make up for it. Complex is one of them that posted, oh look, they may have made up, trying to allude to that. Like, no, it's not true.
Yeah, no, we knew about it. We said it on episode 62. They met up and there was still beef. And a couple weeks later, they started people were trying to dream something else into reality. It just wasn't there.
That's what I was kind of saying. It really didn't. Like, that's what I was saying before we started. It's like, what are you supposed to do at an airport anyway? Like, how much trouble do you want to get in? Airports are basically Fort Knox this day and age. So, hey, Freddie is a funny dude. I wanted to take a look at this this next little clip right here.
Nah, he's definitely like, he's a troll. He don't care. Even when he raps, he's saying shit that's like hilarious.
Telling the truth.
100%.
That's true.
Is that the same one
Yeah,
from
he's
Ice-T?
telling the fucking truth. I don't know a bitch could be at so many basketball games. You'd be like, damn, bitch, this pussy got league pass. Like, damn, what the fuck? Is you traveling with the team, bitch? For real. It's like bitch was in Cleveland. Bitch was at the whole playoffs, different teams. Nigga. I've seen it all, man. It happens, man.
I watch a lot of hoops too, Freddie, and I'll notice there's certain women that I'll recognize from different, like, behind the benches. Where I'll be like,
yeah. I look behind the bench.
Yeah.
To see the host. When I go to the game, I'd be like, oh, bitch. Oh, bitch. You was here with me last week. Now you here with Ben Simmons.
He has a lot of free time.
No, I'm joking about Ben Simmons. I don't know.
So now we can't do Ben Simmons jokes?
That was just a joke.
All right. He's in Boston now. You probably don't have to worry about it.
He in Boston?
Yeah.
Damn. He on the bench, so he be having a lot of bitches on the bench. So I don't blame him.
Yeah, Michael Porter Jr., you familiar with his story as of late?
Yeah, I've been seeing that shit. He needs to stop talking about that gambling shit.
Or any topic.
Yeah, he needs to chill.
Yeah, no, that's back to your original podcast.
His brother went to jail, right?
I don't know where that case is right now, but he's done.
He should go to jail.
He's done.
So he fucked up my over and under one. Now that I think about it, he fucked up one of my bets.
You had the other Porter brother on an over point total?
He fucked something up for me.
I
look back at my prize picks.
We're a FanDuel company.
Oh, I fuck with FanDuel.
Cool.
I rapped about them niggas. Tell them niggas to give me a deal.
I'll put it in the works.
I put it on Alfredo too. Ask him, mention it.
Yeah, bonus edition. We'll clip this and
give me some bonus. Yeah, give me some bonus points, nigga.
You think Freddie got a career in stand-up if he wanted to?
I don't know about stand-up, but maybe like some funny movies or something.
Yeah, I knew he could crack though, because he went on Rogan a few years ago, and it was like a much more entertaining podcast than I thought it was gonna be. Dude's got jokes for sure.
Yeah,
you guys been following the? Have you guys been following the whole Young Thug debacle?
Yeah.
yeah, no, for sure. It's hard not to.
Yeah.
He's kind of everywhere.
Yeah, it's comical how it's kind of the tides are turning right now. They trying to make us believe something else, but the same way they did it with Gunna, he gonna have to face the fire. I don't know.
It's not gonna make me feel any different about either of them, because one of them I was never.
100%.
There's no scenario in which I would listen to him anyways, and which is Gunna, and Thug. I like the music. I really don't care.
Yeah, no, as
Take a look
someone
at
that's
this.
kind of recently
Pee
gotten
Wee.
into Young Thug, it's like, dang, feels a little disappointing. Just right as I'm getting into it, but don't know if I'll let it affect too much as far as my listening goes either.
I mean, there's other shit about him that's a
Oh.
lot more disappointing.
there's plenty
Exactly.
of things to criticize in general,
100%.
right? So
Yeah.
what are we gonna do?
Listen, I still listen to Gunna. I didn't care about it, but I'm like, Young Thug, I'm gonna see what you're doing because you've been talking a good game, right? And I did, like his music. You know what I'm saying? Like I do like his music, but I don't know. I just feel like if you're gonna talk all this rat stuff, you should not get caught near anything associated with it. But we gonna wait for the confirmations because they trying to say he's not snitching. I don't know.
I mean, that's the funny
Well,
part, right?
this is
Is
from
just
the-
how hard he was going recently.
Yeah, that's the only
Yeah.
about rats and stuff like that. So
I'll just say there's no such
This
thing.
is
as
from
leaders.
the. No, 100%. I was just
Everything
about to
is
say
on
that, Clark.
purpose.
Like,
Everything is on purpose.
there's no way.
So,
There's no way.
yeah, so this
This
coming
is from
out
Pee Wee
right now.
Roscoe. Let's take a look at this right quick.
Politic, man. Jeff, clean as Listerine, man. Clean as Ivory soap. You feel what I'm saying? I done the time. I did that. That's what you supposed to do. When you go in interrogation room, that's what you do. He told you, man, we sell the Wayne Carter weed. What the fuck is wrong with you? You feel what I'm saying? No, a statement is this right here. Lineup selective. That's him. He did that. He didn't do that. He did what a taxpaying citizen do, a real street nigga. Kept it solid, kept it overly real. You feel what I'm saying? Really tried to pull me out the hole. So shit, I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to the PR now, y'all don't remember when I was locked up. Now, let me just show you how the PRs and the internet selective politics. You know what I mean? We're gonna keep it real. When I was locked up and Jeff was locked up, we went viral when they was like, that's the type of friend you want. He was like, man, Roscoe ain't told y'all the damn thing. Politics, man. Jeff, cleanest list.
That was one of the names that dropped in that Pee Wee Roscoe in that old interrogation audio. And I just think it's funny, like how the term snitch has just been kind of like butchered and left up to interpretation, especially over the course of generations. I mean, you guys are right, though. It's not like he can throw shade for what Gunna did, especially when it didn't really affect the outcome of any of the court shit. So, I mean, there is a little bit of double standard shit going on, but it's just it's funny. Is they're gonna call whoever they're rocking with, they're not gonna call a snitch, and vice versa. That's just how it goes. But do you think Roscoe's just trying to stay close with Thugga in this situation? That's why he's going out and talking like this?
yeah, I mean, I think it's a good backup for him. He doesn't want to break the relationship, and I don't know the details of all the situation between what happened legally between all of those guys, but so if he's fine with it, that's good for him. But as someone that's up on rap news and street politics report cards, I would say that's Young Thug's getting an F. Sounds like to me. So I don't know, but I'm glad Roscoe's happy with it.
Yeah, no, it seems like Roscoe gonna stand beside him regardless. So that's what he gonna say.
The whole thing gets super shaky though, because it's like if you come from that environment, like you can't be kikiing and ha-haing with the feds in a room. Like that can't be recorded on audio. It's a bad look regardless, whether it's applied to the case or not. It's just as far as like reputation goes, especially people that got like their ears to the ground and really tapped into that kind of shit, it's gonna look bad regardless.
But that's why I say nothing. There's no such thing as a leak. Everything is on purpose. So I don't know who's responsible for this, but there's definitely somebody who wanted things to go this way.
Yeah, and they were saying too that apparently this video been out and that it was resurfaced, like the blog took it down and put it back up. and apparently his lawyer had addressed it. I'm not too sure, but what's funny is that right before this, they dropped more clips from it, and in one of the videos, Thug is saying to them like, "Hey, like I made promises, like don't tell you don't like tell the public about this part." You know what I'm saying? So it is kind of strange that, you know, if you're saying that, then you feel guilty, like you open your mouth too much on this one. So, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna play a little clip from this right quick of the actual interrogation itself.
This motherfucker Wayne from New Orleans. I'm from Atlanta. This nigga was in Atlanta and I was in New Orleans. I said, what the fuck? That was so weird. This nigga fucking shot at this nigga too. Honestly, I don't know who the fuck did it. They said Roscoe, but I don't wanna block out y'all case by saying Roscoe didn't do that. Say no, Roscoe? Man, fucking scrub. That fool. I'm like, you shot at somebody, bro? But I don't fucking know, because every day niggas broke fucking ball. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Here's the thing. So as far as like the content of his music goes going forward, I mean, he kind of sabotaged himself. I mean, I don't know if he sabotaged himself, because what Cloud was saying, it's not like any of this shit gets released on accident or anything like that. But as far as like, he's going to have his diehards, especially if he continues to make music that people like. But with all this stuff like out in the cosmos and people knowing about it, it's going to, you know, like, what lane is he going to take his music? You know, if he's trying to stay out of trouble, he doesn't want to say too much on record. And it's not like he can be on record talking about how much he hasn't said. Does that make sense?
No, he's definitely. I feel like that's probably why he keeps pushing it back. Like, he probably doesn't even know what to say at this point. Like, what is he gonna say without either the you know the law pushing back, or and then what can he say now with people thinking, oh well, did you tell? Like, you know, I don't know.
He really shot himself in the foot now. He should have released that
In
a
May,
month ago.
whenever
what
he
I
said he
mean.
would, so many different times. He, like, you know,
People are saying he's got one of the worst post-prison run releases ever now.
yeah, I would say that's my disappointment in him right now. Like, I was like excited for him to get out and actually drop the music, but you know,
Yeah.
And then what we heard so far hasn't been nothing crazy. Like, Money on Money with Future. I mean, the video was, you know, nostalgic, I guess. Or, well, they're trying to give that feel, but it was nothing. Like, the song didn't really last that long, I feel like.
Well, yeah, and then now that, I mean, we're about
He
to
says
see there's.
you gotta.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Obi. Finish your thought.
I was just about to say, what we're about to get into now. It's also, there's like more paperwork on him. There's like, it's just all unrolling. Like Cloud said, it's a leak. Clearly, it seems timed and all pushing at once now. So we'll see what happens.
D said they got to take Doug's phone away and lock him in a booth. He's got way too much time on his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to
Which
force
is
him to make out.
something. But Wayno weighed in on this, and I just want to play. It's a long clip. I don't want to play the whole thing, but
it holds more weight than music if you're a music person. But this is the thing that I say. All of these dudes is fathers, uncles, whatever. We will all of these people, they will all preach that they don't want their children or their close family members to partake in any of this bullshit. And why? Because their friends that partake in it, they, once they get to a certain point, stay far away from that. But it gets confusing because when you talk like this, when you talk like this, it's hard for you to move on from that. Now listen, there's also another controversial subject that we need to have a little bit of discourse about. Desiree Perez. See, I don't know Desiree Perez. I worked at Rockefeller. I never worked at Rock Nation. I've only met her like one time, and that's when the 40/40 clubs had like first opened. Desiree Perez is a businesswoman, but at one point in time, she partook in the streets, right? She partook in the streets. She was supposed to have been doing some sort of business dealings with the cartel, right? She's supposed to have been doing some business dealings with the cartel and been a cooperating witness within that space, right? On the cartel. Now here's where the contradiction comes up. Y'all know damn well y'all not gonna talk about no Desiree Perez. And I'm gonna keep it 100. The reason why I don't talk about Desiree Perez is like I don't like to play them. I never wanted to be on YouTube and be on this channel discussing like down to the oil street politics. I ain't want to be I don't want to be the guy who talks about all the gang shit. Like that's all I talk about is gang shit. Like my depth comes from life. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about life, decisions, music, love sometimes, fatherhood, all that type of shit. But when you start talking like that, this is where people gonna start attacking y'all platform, yo.
My bad, I was muted up. But he's got a point. Like I said, if you don't want your money to get funny, a lot of these street dudes will, kind of let stuff cross boundaries that they wouldn't if it wasn't in that situation. I'm not as familiar with the Desiree situation. If any of you guys are, if you want to kind of elaborate on that, I'd appreciate it.
I mean, well, first of all, the way they cut this video is disingenuous because he actually talked. Because I've seen the full video that he posted, where he actually talks about he knows that they're not going to talk about Desiree because they both deal with Rock Nation. So the way they cut that was kind of like oh, Wayno questions. No, he doesn't because he said it in the video. But yeah, like Desiree's not a public figure, so it's kind of like it's always been strange to me that people like dig into like the staff of Rock. I mean, that's a whole like thing where people think fucking Rock Nation is this evil empire, but it's fucking ridiculous. But
yeah, no, I mean, it's like Joe clearly said, I don't want to listen to a rat. He's talking about music, first of all. Not even to say I disagree with Wayno to a degree, right? But like Joe was talking about musically, he didn't want to listen to a rat. Desiree's in there. It's like definitely a slightly different kind of a thing. Blah, blah, blah. I know some bits. I don't know enough. I don't know if I want to like speak on it. But yeah, it's like, and also there's a little bit of like, I just saw a thing about Fat Joe talking to Stove God and said the first time he heard him was on the Clips album. So also like, there's a degree of like, how tuned in is Fat Joe anyway?
Yeah, he's 1,000%. He's 1,000% not deal. They're both of them. They're 1,000% not dealing directly with Desiree Perez, anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So people just use her as kind of like the scapegoat. Like, oh, you deal with snitches.
yeah. There's no other names that come up.
But
yeah, people like to find that people like to find that red herring in any situation that they can. Yo,
people will be on YouTube all day. People will be on YouTube all day. So,
didn't Joey Pratt? Didn't one of his bodyguards get picked up on a murder case?
Yeah, I think X-Bot.
And it was like, yeah, and I think the dude was young too. The dude that got killed was like really young.
I mean,
that's neither here nor there.
But Fat Joe had his thing. I haven't heard what happened out of all that. Something I should look into now that I'm thinking about it. But if it got resolved in a way positively for Joe, they didn't spread the word.
When he was allegedly getting framed for murder.
I don't think that's the last thing I heard. I think it was
Oh.
an essay thing or something like that recently.
Oh, well, forgive me for not being
Oh,
too
yeah, no,
tuned in
that's
with
bull.
that show news.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
what I'm saying.
bullshit.
Like,
I mean, the
if
thing with
that's
Joe
done
is,
and over, they don't spread that word out. You know.
yeah, I mean, the thing with Joe is like, you know, he does the whole like, oh, I don't fuck with the streets, I don't do none of that shit, and people jump out the window on some like, see, he said it. He don't really fuck with the streets. He's not that type of guy. He's not built like that. He's saying that to fucking deflect, but
yeah,
you know. I'm not a Joe fan, but
Yeah,
I
I was
never
about
really
to
have
say,
been either.
he's been just talking too much these days. I think he's been fucking annoying, if to say the least.
Well,
yeah.
like,
I mean,
what
I
is
don't
he
really
doing
actively
outside of?
watch that Joe and Jada podcast, and it's not because of Jada. You know what I mean?
yeah, he makes the shit entertaining.
Like, what is he doing outside of what he's doing right now? Like, does he got any side projects going on or anything like that?
No, I mean he did a podcast before where he was interviewing like, you know, younger dudes like 6ix9ine. When I don't know if y'all remember that, but
Yeah, I do. Yeah, him and Khaled are to face a beard dye, so that's really what they got going on. To be perfectly fucking honest.
All right, we're gonna get into our dub or dud. So when we play it, mute your mics, get your best listening ears on, and be prepared to give a constructive, respectful review. This week, our submission is a song called Exodus by a dude named Rikki Blue. So tune in, let's see what's up.
Oh yeah. For real. Yeah. Hey. Let my people go, we gotta save our souls. Hey. Digging deeper holes, trying to find the gold. Look, hey, I ain't fit the mold, look at how I glow. Hey, look, one thing that I noticed, there two things for sure. This feel like the antidote, know where they can handle folk. Yo, bro, a red like anatole. Don't wanna hear your anecdotes, tired of your war stories, ignoring all your allegories. Wrote the key impression song, nigga, we ain't scared of nothing. No Freddy Krueger, Jason, or no monsters round where we from. Fuck around, get tired up, you fired up, but ain't stretching nothing. Play too much, you get sized up or lined up like the barber coming. Don't even trip your time up, it might grind up, see the storm coming. Like, who do Tony Youngest was the second coming? Ay, how y'all let him be the one when you knew he wasn't? Ay, shout out, you could be the one, chill out, I'm just heavyweight. She looked at me like the sun, like she needed from me. Ay, she sucking my dick where my balls at. My shit disappeared, it's not even here. I don't even know what you call that. It's that super double fuck 3000 with the twist top shell shock. You can hear the sound down the whole block. Gridlock, nigga think it's lit till it's shit stop. My hood ain't no pit stop. Pull up, get your shit rocked. No, we don't call cops, they'll fuck around and get popped. Nigga, I'm from Dallas where no one know what happened from where everybody seen it, but no one speaks. Ay, stay on my cues, watching my piece. Ay, dotting my eyes, crossing my teeth. Mind your tone when you talking to me. I'm from where everybody seen it, but no one speaks. Ay, stay on my cues, watching my piece. Ay, dotting my eyes, crossing my teeth. Mind your tone when you talking to me. No, for real.
All right, there you have it. So we're gonna start with Lee. What do you think?
See, hot seat. All right. So this is my second time listening to it now, right? So I don't think it's a bad song. I do think he, had a few different times where he kind of like switched up his flow a little bit, and had some great energy on the track. I I feel like I'm like midway with it, but I know we can't give, sideways thumbs. So I'm debating. I'm getting to. I'm getting to. I feel like I'll give it a thumbs up. I'll give it a thumbs up. But I do feel like there were opportunities to just have some better like hitting bars overall. And yeah, I'll leave it at that.
That's fair. That's a thumbs up from Lee. I'm gonna go over to our harshest critic, Hip Hop High Society's Simon Cowell, Mr. Jonathan Cloud.
I don't like it. Not a fan of the song, but I know who he is, and I've heard way better from him. So I'm not giving him a thumbs down. I gotta give the song a thumbs down. I just don't like the song, but he's good. So anybody listening, I would still recommend like checking his shit out for sure. But yeah, that's really all I got. It's just not for me.
I kind of agree. What about you, Obi? What do you think?
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Cloud on this one. I don't really like this particular song. I'm not a big fan of that beat. Kind of had some like vocal effects on him that I just wasn't really feeling on this one. But also, I mean, I could kind of feel what Cloud was saying, where like I could tell that I might like him on a different track if it like sounded different. I think that one wasn't for me. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go with a thumbs down on this track. But the fact that Cloud says he's good makes me be like, oh, okay, yeah, for sure. I would definitely give him another shot since I was already kind of feeling that way anyway.
Yeah, I will say too, any song with fucking acoustic guitars and the beat is getting a thumbs down.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, for me, the second, yeah, it's tough for me.
I wasn't feeling it. Yeah, I wasn't feeling
Jay-Z.
It. It's rare. It's not a never, but it's rare for sure.
Strings are tricky, but I agree with both y'all sentiment, and I have before the stream I was listening to some of his other stuff, and Buddy's really, really talented. He's got some like real like throwback rap shit. I see what he was trying to do here. It's not something I would listen to, but it's well made. And because of that, I'm going to give him a thumbs up because it was well produced. It was structured correctly. You can tell that he's getting it mixed and mastered, whether he's doing it himself or sending it to somebody that knows what they're doing. So just based off like the effort and the sound quality, I got to give it a thumbs up. But it's not really my bag either. What Lee was saying about kind of the subject matter, like the subsurface lyrics, the first time I listened to it, I hadn't listened to some of his other stuff. And after listening to some of his other stuff, I was more disappointed in the lyrics of this song. But I see what he was doing. I saw the angle that he was doing, but I can't give him a thumbs down just because of like the quality of the music itself, even though I'm not going to play it again. But I am going to listen to more Rikki Blues stuff. So you got 50-50 on the thumbs up, thumbs down. But if you happen to watch this, just know the thumbs down was for the song and not you as an artist, because you got everybody co-signing, saying that you are talented. So everybody go check out Rikki Blue, run those numbers up on Spotify, and listen to everything he's got in his catalog, because he is super talented. And hopefully he just keeps it pushing.
Absolutely.
This is going to lead us right into our Crash Dummy of the Week. Let's see what I can cook up real quick.
Hey, Darren.
So unfortunately, I hate to do this. If you've been on the internet this week, I'm sure you've seen the incident involving Roger Jackson and the professional wrestler. Roger Jackson is Rampage Jackson's son. Rampage is one of the greatest fighters to ever live. Hilarious podcaster, great streamer, funny dude. And a scenario took place. I can't show any footage because YouTube will yank it real quick. It was supposed to be a work. There was some conflicting conversations about how it was supposed to go down. Leading up to the event, Raja was streaming, and during the time he was streaming, his whole toxic group chat gassed him up to go in there and hit an unconscious man in the head 20 plus times, putting him in a hospital in critical condition. Knocked out a bunch of his teeth. He's probably never going to be the same, heavily concussed. And as somebody who's like tapped into MMA and stuff like that, like as a combatant, that's just something that you don't do. That's just out of the realm of possibility if you're going to carry yourself as a martial artist. There is a little bit of nuance to this situation because Raja was recovering from a concussion. And as someone who's had my fair share of concussions, I can tell you how irritable and angry you get when recovering from one. Not to throw Raja any bail, what he did was completely insane, and he's going to have to go sit down for a while, and he's going to be lucky if a DA doesn't press attempted murder charges on him. And the unfortunate part is everybody trying to turn this into a racial grift or bash Rampage for his fathering abilities when there's all this nuance, including recovering from a concussion and all this different shit. But it does highlight the toxicity in chat engagement and how easily manipulated somebody can be from people they don't even know online. But unfortunately, all that fault lands on Raja at the end of the day. Concussion or not, you crashed the fuck out and almost killed a man. And for that, you get the car crash this week. It's unfortunate. Oh, had to do it.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit, man. I seen like all the videos, and like it wasn't just the chat. There was dudes there that was like, "Yo, you got to get him back. You got to get him back." And the issue wasn't. The thing is, like, I think people wouldn't feel so strongly if he reacted in that moment, because it's like he smashed a fucking soda can on your head. And if you didn't know what the fuck was going on yet, like if you just started beating on him right then and there, that's like people wouldn't really blame you. It's the fact that it was all premeditated. You know what I'm saying? Like you let all that time go by.
That's the issue. The DA is gonna have fun with that. And
as they should.
Yeah, as they should. And it's kind of a pickle because Rampage, his father, he has the means to possibly like kind of dilute the circumstances and the repercussions for his son financially. I mean, it doesn't. There's a lot of people that are saying stupid shit like, "Oh, if the guy wakes up and doesn't press charges, Raja's not going to get any trouble." That's not how that works, bro. This is an attempted murder. This is a assault with. This is a GBI, great bodily injury. It doesn't matter if the dude presses charges or not. He's going to get charged. And I just hope that this scenario can either lead as an example for him to like come out on the other side of it a better human, so he can look back at this when he's 40 years old and be like, I don't even know who that was. Because it's not like, I watch a lot of Rampage's streams. Him and his son are hilarious. They seem to have a great relationship. It's not like Raja had a laundry list of priors or anything leading up to this, or a bunch of other scenarios where he was crashing on people, which is why I made it a point to bring up the fact that he was recovering from a concussion. And again, not to throw him any bail for that. Your ass should have been at home sleeping. Should have been at home sleeping. I recovered from dozens of concussions, and like your brain's not there. You know, head trauma is real, and that's a risk that you're gonna have to evaluate if you want to dive into that world. And what Cloud was saying, there's people there that are familiar with the wrestling world telling him like, hey, you got to go get your get back Raja doesn't understand the term receipt or all this weird shit they got in wrestling, telling him like, nah, go in there and hit him for real. This is a professionally trained martial artist. And on top of that, the dude who brought him there, who validated him being a solid dude, they were trying to do this kickstream collaboration thing with this promotion. I guess it's a legendary wrestler Rikki. I guess it's his promotion. I don't really follow regional wrestling. I'm kind of too busy for that kind of hobby. But he co-signed to have this dude in there. And the fact that it got to that point beforehand is like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like it's the dominoes had to be like placed strategically for it to lead up to this epic crash out. And it's, all things considered, it's just a fucked up situation. And I really feel bad for I obviously feel bad for the victim, Psycho Stu. I wish him a full recovery, but I also feel bad for Rampage Jackson, because he's getting a lot of flack on there for being a terrible father, and people are turning it racial and all kinds of other bullshit, which should make anybody who's logically sound sick. And you know, as any father would, a part of him is gonna want to take up for his son and defend his son. So it's like a real shitty position that his son has put him in and tainted his legacy as a legendary figure in mixed martial arts. And as far as Raja's mixed martial arts career goes, that's gone. That's gone. You ain't never. It's not happening.
Yeah, you can't really you can't excuse it at all, because he did apologize too. Like he was like, "Yo, like I thought you were here for, you know what I'm saying? Like because he was drunk, so he was like, oh, I thought you knew. Oh my, you know what I'm saying? My bad." And they shook hands and all that. Yeah, so,
no, for sure.
And that makes it a million times worse, honestly, because it's like, oh, y'all squashed it. Y'all were like, oh, my bad. I didn't know that you didn't know. Like that's, work is, such and such. So it's disgusting, honestly. It's,
it just like, it gives credence to like this whole, how toxic social media is, in the sense that like people that got no skin in the game, or like in a situation like that, they just want to see chaos, which is why we have the crash dummy of the week. Everybody wants to see the car crash. You know what I mean? Negativity gets people worked up, especially people that ain't got nothing going on in their lives. So it's unfortunate that he wasn't mature enough and in the right mind enough to evaluate that situation differently. And, not only did he ruin his own life, he potentially ruined the person that he assaulted too. And the story about that guy's kind of, which makes it even worse, is that dude, Stu, is I believe he was a Marine. He's a veteran, and he got into professional wrestling to alleviate his PTSD from combat. So just all around a fucked up situation.
Yeah. It's all fought for arguments too, because it's like there's so many different clips that it's like, if you just watch one, you don't have the full context of the situation. So it's like you could just like lean on one clip and let that be your whole argument. But yeah, that's
you got to catch 5 clips, I think, more or less, to get the whole story on that thing.
Yeah.
Enough negativity. We're gonna hop into some discussion topics. It hurts my heart to even bring it up, because like that's the community that I'm tapped into, and that's not something that you do as a trained martial artist. You avoid that kind of shit at all costs. So our first discussion topic is, do people really want to support independent hip hop media platforms, or just pay lip service? And I think there's probably going to be a consensus around this panel right now that lip service pays the bills, man. And it's fucked up. There's a lot of very good, professional, under the radar, independent hip hop media platforms that you're not tuning into every Thursday at 8:30 EST and you could be getting that real from people who actually really know ball and that are in it for the love of the game. They're not trying to get no shekels out of you. They're not trying to spin no narratives. They're just here to talk hip hop. But you choose to engage with all that fuck shit. So what do y'all think about that?
I mean, yeah, like you just said, I mean, yeah, it's everybody likes to talk the talk, but are they really walking the walk? I mean, I know it's sometimes hard to tune in and even find platforms. I'm not pretending like it's always the easiest thing to a degree, or to know which ones are reputable, or to know which ones are the ones to tune into. I get it, but if you just check some stuff out, I mean, that's how me and Lee met. She sent me this thing, and I was like, yeah, I'll check it out, and I checked it out. It was a great, boom, boom, boom. I mean, that's how you find good stuff. You got to look a little bit, right? So,
no, thank you. No, and I think, yeah, a lot of people just see it as like, you know what? Let me go get a coin. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even like with these like entertainers showing up on these platforms, half the time they don't give a fuck about the host or know what their show concept is about, anything like that. They just want to, hey, you're buzzing, I guess. Let me hop on here. So there are people that truly care about what they're doing and like truly care about the listeners too and the community that they're forming. Whereas there's people that's like, hey, I got the the resources to do this, so why not take from it? And what happens is people like us, hip hop high society, you know what I'm saying, all of us that do things, we get overshadowed. We be having a real scoop, we be having real authentic reviews, you know what I'm saying, like, and it'll be these big blogs running away with it, or just people that just not even like a complex or whatever, just people that have access to things that will be like, yeah, let me just do this just cause. No passion.
Yep, no, we're out here, filled with creators of all sorts, making music, making content. We're doing all sorts of things. Nobody's getting paid by people, as far as like, we're not taking payola. We're not just giving you real raw, uncut, hip hop. And a lot of other places are probably doing the same, I would hope, or like you'd think there's some out there, right? So we got to find them. We got to show support and hold up the good ones that are already big and raise up the other ones.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say it because I feel like nobody said it. The thing is, people don't like, nowadays we're going through a weird time, a weird transition where people don't support people who are actually fucking human. People like, the biggest thing on social media and the internet right now is these engagement accounts. Like these engagement accounts that post the same list, that post the same artists, all this, like all hip hop _ real, and they just love everything. They love everything. They love Q-Tip. They love fucking Pee Wee Longway. They just love everything. Everything is a 10 out of 10. And if you like something that they're talking about, you're just gonna tap in just off the fact like, oh, they give them a 10. Like, no, they're giving everything a 10. They love everything. And we're going through a weird time where that's like the most popular accounts right now. And like outside of that, it's kind of like the biggest promoted platforms are like people that are already known. So it's kind of like, some of us are cutting through the noise, but it's definitely a hard time because oversaturation. People just want to at this point. People just want to see shit that they agree with. They don't want to like see actual discussion. They just want to see shit that they agree with.
Yeah,
and shit that confirms their biases.
Nah, that's a good point. Everything you said, but especially that last point, because people get real mad when you say something that's opposing to what they feel, and it's like, all right, bro, just either keep swiping, like, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to keep consuming. And okay, let's have a debate. You don't have to be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can have I don't mind talking about how we don't see eye to eye, but do you have to curse me out while you're at it? Like, damn.
Oh yeah, this has been a whole week for me of everybody hating a lot of my scores. There, people are mad at me about Kid Cudi. People are mad at me about what's his name? Jesus Louise, I can't. Big X the Plug.
Oh man,
people are mad at me about everything. So it's been one of those weeks. I've been called all sorts of names for all sorts of scores, but yeah, you're not gonna agree with everything. It's all right, and you don't have to
that's
love
what you're not
everything
gonna
either.
get. Yeah, and that's what you're not gonna get over here. Is I mean, we argue in our private messages all the time. Everybody's got different opinions. Everybody's got different outlooks on music. Everybody's very appreciative of other people's subjective opinions. And I mean, just to bring up Obi as an example, like, what other reviewers going out here and reviewing people's music that got 300 monthly listeners, 200 monthly listeners, 400 monthly listeners? And that's what the platform's for. It's to let
like
these
30.
Yeah, it's to let these artists know that are like under the radar and like just trying to get an olive branch somewhere, some sort of platform that's giving them some kind of good grace, tell them like, hey, you're doing your thing, keep going, because we've talked about it before, is like the music society specifically, when they conflate quality with popularity, it puts artists in a fucked up situation, because it's like, if you're releasing stuff and you're not getting the outcome that social media tells you should be getting, it can really like crush a lot of people's dreams. And it's fucked up, because there's a lot of really, really talented people out there that don't keep pursuing that, because they feel pressured by just like the cultural norm and the cultural feedback that they get from a fucking hive mentality. And you're not going to get that shit here. And that's a perfect segue to let you guys know, if you're watching, like, jump over to the website. We got mainstream reviews on here too. So if you're one of those mainstream cats that only likes to listen to shit in the headlines, that's fine. We got reviews for that too, but we also got under the radar shit that you should be listening to 100%. And for all the other platforms out there that are just trying to do like clickbait, breaking news this, breaking news that, and just recycling the same fucking opinions, we're not going to do that shit here. And we're going to continue to not do that shit here. And we're going to call you motherfuckers out every step of the way. In the words of Loaded Lux. And that's just what it is. And we're going to keep doing our thing. And we appreciate the people that are in here rocking with us and have been rocking with us the whole time.
Yeah, I don't give any fucking credibility to anyone who just is on Twitter, because that's a lot of these people, and this isn't one person in particular, even though it can apply. No podcast, no nothing. So it's like how do we even know you're human? Like, what do you see? That's another thing. Because I seen a few of the homies that professional writers, they've been fucking with these like the hip hop by the numbers, all these fucking engagement accounts, and they would list a whole bunch of like albums of the year, like so far, like, oh, what's your favorite? And they would fucking quote them and be like, oh, what's your favorite? What album do you like? What music do you like? And they'll never give an answer, because they have no answer.
It's bots.
Yeah, which is why I don't take any of that shit seriously. But unfortunately, a lot of people do, which is the problem.
Yeah, they pay for that blue check, and then they just say whatever they want, and probably buy their followers too, so they look like they have a substantial amount of people supporting them. So that's like, oh yeah, if you got X amount of followers, it must be the truth. You know what I'm saying? So, clickbait, probably freaking AI controlling their account at this point, like scheduling posts. And look, like you said, nobody to actually give their own opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you want to be the hip hop media account? Well, throw in a little bit of what you think, and then you can still give the factual news, or you know what I'm saying? But you know, that's how people want their news now, without the opinion, just a bunch of random clickbait shit.
Yeah, the irony is there's nothing hip hop about all these accounts that have hip hop in their name. There's nothing about it.
Yeah, D says social media has weirded people out. Got called everything but a child of God in football on Twitter for saying 4th round draft picks hold some value. And we were talking about this in the chat the other day. Bro, you remember how ill Hip Hop DX used to be before the streaming era?
Yeah.
Like if you were tapped in on with dial up, bro. Like you had to be on the computer to get Hip Hop DX, finding all these artists. They had the playlists in there. That's what I used to listen to most of my music like that. And it's unfortunate how far some of those initial platforms have fallen.
Yeah,
and
they pay people like shit though. They pay people pennies, but yeah, no. And a lot of those guys like Justin Hunt, who, he I don't know if he started Hip Hop DX, but he ran it for a bit. And him and a lot of others had to pivot into like content creation. Like the current times have made like a lot of those platforms obsolete, more or less.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, especially
when getting info just as fast on social media, right? So some of that as far as that.
Yeah, like the times that made those platforms obsolete, but like at the same time, those same platforms are needed now more than ever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why I say it's a weird time right now.
I know we're live, but we need to edit me out saying "Geez Louise" earlier. We need to chop that somehow. We need to get this shit out of here. Oh my god!
You gotta hold that, bro. You gotta be proud of those white euphemisms, dude. I use them all the time.
It's a rare one, so that's why it's funny. I did it live on the show. It's like, oh shit, I don't even say that, but I think I was trying to not curse, and I gave you a "Geez Louise" on it anyway. So it's all right.
That's why we rock with you, because you're unapologetically yourself. And if you ever start to not be yourself, we're gonna call you on it. So now I'm expecting at least one Geez Louise. I'm expecting one Geez Louise a week.
A week?
So, yeah.
Oh my god! I'll give you 4 a year. That's like 1 a quarter. I told you it's rare. I'll see what I could do. That's the best I could do.
The next thing we're going to get into is they released the 20 best rappers in their 20s list. Have any of you guys taken a look at this yet?
I peeked at it. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So number 1, they got Playboy Carti. Playboy Carti, he's that young? He's still in his 20s?
He probably at the end.
He probably is it.
He's 29, yeah. At the end.
Yeah.
In fact, he's about to be out of his 30s next month. So, I mean, out of his 20s next month. So,
well, maybe they were throwing him some bail for that.
I was like, "We got you, bro, right before your birthday. I got you. 2 weeks. I'm your biggest fan."
I mean, this whole list for the most part is hot dog water, and there's a lot better. There's some dopeness on here though.
Who is Nino Payne and Two Hollis?
I mean,
Nino Payne is from the XXL freshman list. I don't know Two Hollis.
From this one?
Nino Payne is from that last one, the latest one. Yep.
How is he the best? If he just came, man.
No, that's bad. It's
from Maryland
list.
I think they just threw anybody on there that's just been in buzzing for a little. I don't even know, because the last 2 I don't know. They probably paid for those 2 slots. I don't know, but
Well, and yeah, I mean, it's clearly more like the 20 most popular names in hip hop that are under 20 or something like that is more like it, because this ain't a skill thing.
Cash Cobain on here is nasty.
I've heard some of these people, and
crazy,
yeah,
bro. At 18,
Ben Carson is number 8.
Cash Cobain on here is nasty for 20 best rappers. He's great. He's great. He makes good music. But we're talking about rapping. Yo, he's horrible.
He's really just sample god, you know.
Replace him with fucking Ice Spice. You might as well. Like, he's that bad.
G Herbo on there now. That's a funny one, just because of how long he has been around.
Right. I'm like, he's still
just that young. Yeah, that's what I mean. He's just that young when he started. That's funny.
Yeah, this is last year too. They
I was gonna say it's got to be.
As far as like actually rapping goes, who actually belongs on here? Because I really don't see. I mean, there's Doechii, there's Glow, there's Big X, there's Central C. Central C's a rapper.
He's dope. He's dope. I would.
Yeah, I would keep Central.
G Herbo.
Yeah.
G Herbo raps, but I think I'd say at least 2/3 of this. I don't.
Why is Dave not on here? Why would you put Central C on here but not put Dave?
That is wild.
That's weird because Dave's sweeping fucking.
How old is Dave?
Dave's like 27.
Yeah, so why
he's sweeping all of this fucking list?
Yeah, Dave could have been on there over a couple people, honestly.
So I was thinking about making a list to kind of go with this, but finding some people's ages is harder than you'd expect for certain artists. People got to get that info out there if they want to make lists like this. Too many people don't have info on Spotify. Their ages are not Googleable.
Yeah,
we got to get that info up.
Right. We do a little top 20 underground artists.
That's what I'm saying. I think we should put a list together. Yeah, exactly. Because I mean,
guys, make the bios right now.
I was just about to bring up Larizi. There's other dudes.
Yeah, it's just about making sure they're under 20, honestly. And I just didn't have the time this week. But we should definitely pull something like that together.
That's wild. As far as like young actual MCs, because there is a resurgence. You just brought up Larizi, and I'm glad you did. And there's the La Russells and shit like that too, that are young. Token, I'll throw Massachusetts some bail. His music's not for everybody, but
no.
See, that's what I was gonna say. There's some tricky ones.
I'm spitballing, bro. I can't like my age.
I think really? Russell's so he's like right on that.
That's what I'm saying. I think La Russell might also be above 20, above 30. So
yeah, he's like right there. So
it's there's a lot of great talent that just cracks out of it. So you gotta do the research. We can't have a faulty list going.
Maybe that's why despite Larizi's fire, like I don't want to like dilute how good he is, but I mean it's easy. It's a little easier to stand out when there's not that many people in the swimming pool. You know what I mean? But even if the pool was full, he'd still be tip of the spear. Go check out Larizi
on that list.
On with Larizi, like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? And he's not even. He's still so young that like I don't think his voice has caught up with his substance yet. And I think as he ages, it's just gonna get better.
Tyler just fucking co-signed him too, like in an interview.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's on the Camp Flogna.
Yeah, bro, I didn't realize because he just dropped the EP with PJ Morton.
That shit was fire.
I didn't fucking realize who the fuck PJ Morton is. He's the guy in Maroon 5. Like he's the keyboardist in Maroon 5.
That's fire.
And I don't know why that didn't fucking click to me.
That's funny. Yeah, I looked him up a little bit. I guess that wasn't really the info that was bubbling up, but maybe it was because I was looking his name with Larizi at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah, so that kind of like that kind of makes everything not so surprising now, like the whole trajectory that he's going on.
Interesting.
Shout out to Maroon 5, bro. Shout out to Maroon 5.
I'm not doing that. I'm not co-signing on that.
Oh, shout out to my guy Adam Levine. That's my guy. Okay.
Hey, I think me and Cloud, we talked about it a while ago. I threw a stray in the chat and called Adam Levine a douchebag just based on the way that he dresses, which I mean.
That's right. I remember that.
So sorry about that. You're super talented. Nobody can deny that. Adam Levine is a very talented guy. Maroon 5 kept the suburbs popping for decades. So
he didn't know you said that in the chat, but I mean, now it's apologized for.
Hey, I'm an open book.
He's great. He's a scumbag. He's a filthy scumbag.
Yeah, he's horrible.
But you know what? We all got a little filthy scumbag in all of us. So it's like, you know, I empathize.
Not his kind of filth, but yeah.
The next thing we're going to get into is there's this clip circulating of Bryson Tiller talking about Timbaland. Let's watch this real.
I finally uploaded and I got a call from Rich and he's like, yo, Timbo, want to holler at you. I was in a movie theater. I just had to get off an argument with my girl at the time. And I was down bad. He was like, yo, quit your job, whatever. Well, actually, I told him, I was like, yo, I can't come to Miami because I got to work. He said, this is work. And I was like, well, what you saying? You say like I should quit my job or something? He was like, yeah. And I was like, I bet. So I literally went to my job. I couldn't wait. Flew back. I was in Philly, actually. Flew back to Louisville. Drove the whole way. First, we was taking turns on the way to Philly. This way, I drove all the way back by myself.
Wait. So you driving from Philly to Louisville, knowing that Timbaland just told you, yo, quit your job.
Yep.
How fast was you driving? Because I know that got to be like, I got to get to Louisville right now.
I was speeding, dog. Like, I was really trying to get back. My car was fucked up. I didn't even care, but I just had to get back so I could go to my job and be like, yo, I'm quitting. And I went to go tell them, say, yo, the Timbaland wants to work with me. I think they really thought I was talking about like the boot company or something. I was like, yo, they was like, all right, man. Well,
yeah, I mean,
we wish you the best.
Footwear it is. That's hilarious.
So I was like, all right, cool. So yeah, I went down there and I recorded like maybe 3 or 4 songs from Trap Soul. And this ain't to like slight Timbaland or nothing at all, but like he wasn't really rocking with him too much like that. And he was like, yo, we need more songs like Don't. And I was just like, but I already got Don't.
Right.
I was like, I already got that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is, like I said, these are songs that made Trap Soul that I was playing on. And then
which ones didn't he like?
Sorry Not Sorry, Been That Way.
Was that like the 3rd single?
Yeah. It was a couple of them that he wasn't really rocking with. And then I got back home and then like he gave me like a little bit of cash, whatever. I got back home and that cash was running out. And I was like, dang, so like, how does this work? Am I like signed right now? So I called him up. I was like, yo, so like, when am I gonna get my next payment? You told
me to quit my job.
Papa John's, they pay me every 2 weeks.
Yeah. And then it was like, and my boy Rich was like, yo, Timbaland said he never told you to quit your job. And I was like, nah, God.
Hey, Tim, what you doing, dog? What's up, man? What you doing out there?
I was sick because like my girl at the time was already looking at me crazy because like I quit my job. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that was how we was taking care of our kids. Right. So I was like, I had to figure something out. My dog Gerald actually is the one who helped me end up getting my daughter's like Christmas presents or whatnot. But anyways, at that point, that was when I realized I was like, all right, I just gotta keep going. I came up here to New York. I recorded Exchange. And like a couple of other joints, Right My Wrongs, like from Trap. So I just basically started making Trap Soul, and then next thing you know, it was like every week something was happening. Every week something amazing was happening. I just couldn't believe it. It was like a wildfire, and that's like that's what I these labels and these people, they always want you to get on social media and do the dances and do everything to promote your music. But I just genuinely believe that like, if the music is good, it's gonna catch. You know what I mean?
That's one thing I did notice about you. You don't really play the social media game like that.
And then
one thing I will say is, as a man, you can never put your livelihood in the hands of somebody else. Period. It doesn't really matter what opportunity they presented. So whether he's being completely forthright about Tim telling him to quit his job or not, I mean, part of me is a dude who's like scratched by the skin of his teeth for like periods in my life before I figured my shit out, doing whatever I had to do to get by. It's like, yeah, man, you always kind of got to have something on the back burner. Quitting your job and shooting over there, just anticipating everything was going to work out from the jump is kind of crazy. But you think this is that Tim deserves some slack for this?
I mean, there's been times where people have kind of bitten the bullet and it did work out. And I think, you know, he knew that. So he saw this as like a situation of like, you know, I need to take this chance. And I don't really fault him for that. Like how many opportunities do you get to like go out and work with Timbaland? You know what I'm saying? And you know, I feel the way I feel about Timbaland. But that doesn't take away from that doesn't take away from what he has built as like a legacy. I mean, it's a fucking dumpster fire now, but you know, before a certain point, he like when this dude came out, Bryson Tiller, he was definitely like still regarded as a legend. So I don't.
Yeah, I just looked. That album was 2015, so this would have been like 2014 or so.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Do I put any fault on Timbaland? A bit, because that's industry bullshit, and they will feed you, like a lot of these dudes will fucking sell you a dream. They will, you know, they will feed you bullshit to get what they think they can out of you. And I know that from firsthand experience. Shit recently, quite honestly. But it's just a thing of you know, you live and you learn. But yeah, do I fault him for it? Yeah, but there's so many people like him. This is not rare at all. Anybody who has any experience
there's always
in the industry will tell you some type of fucking horror story about like, yo, I thought like, oh, well, somebody told me, or somebody you know what I'm saying? Like somebody gave me their number, or somebody followed me on, you know, social media. You know, I thought like, or we did a song and, you know, we can't put it out, or, you know, just all that type of shit. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of it's all around, right? I mean, I don't blame Bryson for wanting to drop everything and go out there, and like you got to risk it a little bit, right? And you got some money, so I mean, it kind of worked out to a degree. And then also on Timbo's side, it's like maybe he did say like, yeah, quit your bullshit job, come out here, dude. Heck yeah. And then when he gets out there, if he's not feeling what Bryson's giving him, you know, whether that's smart or not on Tim's part, right? It's just like, okay, well, here's some cash. Thanks for coming out. Like, you know, not sure why Bryson would say like, am I signed? Did you sign any paperwork? I don't know.
Right.
I wouldn't, doesn't sound like you were to me. So, you know, but then he needs to be ready to jump back. If he's going back home and he doesn't know he signed paperwork and he's got some money, find another job till you hear back. Like, you know, you got to get back on it. It's like kind of all around. It's all, you know, it's just nobody's to blame, but also, yeah, that's kind of how it could go.
Yeah, I will give him the two that a lot of these dudes won't give you money or really
I mean.
much of anything.
So the fact he gave him money was actually surprising a little bit.
Right. I mean, yeah, I guess the money part is like, okay, yeah, you did at least help him a little bit. But to say quit your job is a little crazy. But I also feel like on both sides it's a little crazy, bro. You said you already had a kid. Hold on. And the Christmas is coming up. Why would you like ruin your livelihood without having something in writing? Even if it's an email, you have something that says you told me this. You know what I'm saying? So like, God forbid he ended up in some crazy situation. He could say, yo, Timbaland, we had this contract. So it is unfortunate though, because, you know, like Cloud said, a lot of dudes, a lot of people in the industry, regardless, they will sell you dreams and, you know, use the fact that they have this power to kind of do that. And on the other end, people take any little message and say, yeah, this must mean that I'm good. But I do want to end it with like, ultimately he made the right decision for future self. Like if he didn't quit the job and go to Timbaland, he probably would not have ended up going to New York, probably off the money that Timbaland gave him, like he said in the story, to finish up the album and make exchange. That album, Trap Soul, obsessed. That's one of my favorite projects from him. I know he hates when people are like, no, Trap Soul is like, there's nothing better than Trap Soul out of his catalog, but that's how I feel. So I think because the nostalgia is attached to it, going to college and shit like that, but whatever, neither here or there. I do think everything panned out the way it was supposed to, and that moment had to happen for him to also learn a lesson of how to carry himself going forward.
Yeah, it's interesting how he looks at it, looking back, right? Because some of my best things in life have come when my back was against the wall, and it's like, oh shit, what am I about to do? Or what just happened? Or blah, blah, blah. And you got to figure it out. And the next thing you know, you're like, I was better than I was. That worked out good.
Yeah, no, those are all really good points. And it's like what Cloud was saying, there is not even producers, there is artists that still to this day prey on people on the come up. And he was saying everybody has a horror story. I got my own. When I first started release, I'm not going to name the very, very well-known rapper that tried to scam me out of feature and promo money, but I got the DM saved. No, I got the DM saved, and I've sent them to a few people, and you know, it was one of those. Yeah, we will, you know, because and the thing is like, I was still doing street shit at the time. I was still on my dope boy shit. And if I hadn't have been, I probably would have got rolled, you know. But being cognizant of how that kind of shit moves, I was able to put the brakes on, and I had like this. I still listen to Buddy's music too, which is crazy. But that's just, you know, that's just a reflection of my maturity at the time, or of my maturity now. But you know, I was offered an opportunity to get free promo and video posts and all kinds of shit like that, and throughout the conversation, I was like, this motherfucker's trying to roll me. So in the headspace I was in, it was like, I'm going to try to roll this motherfucker too. I mean, luckily it got deaded right there. But it really, what Cloud was saying, like, that was like when I first started even putting any like freestyle videos up or anything like that. It like really kind of opened my eyes, like, oh shit. Like, it doesn't matter how well off you are. There's people out there that are still trying to get over on people that are just like ignorant to the game.
Damn, they tried to turn you into a white avatar?
Kind of.
But also people aren't as well off as you think. A lot of this shit is smoke and mirrors. Like people who will have like 1 million followers, you know, they'll be thinking on the way to pay next month's bill.
Fact. So, a lot of these influencers, they get this shit for free. A lot of these entertainers get free stuff, so they got you buying it, breaking your pockets, but the whole time they, like you said, struggling to pay the bills.
Yeah, 100%.
A lot of fake chains out there.
A lot of fake chains. And to be fair, it's like it was years ago before dude had like really popped. So like looking back on it now, it's like, okay, you were kind of in a position too, but he just, you know, and I didn't go out of my way to contact him. He contacted me just out of the blue, like completely out of the blue. I don't know if I had like tagged one of his songs in my story or something like that, and then he saw it and then just went and saw like some bullshit little freestyle I posted or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, and it doesn't even matter now, but that'll fucking sour you real quick. Like, this motherfucker's trying to roll me right now. But he just happened to message the wrong person. There's a lot of people out there that would have been chopping at the bit for, you know, to fork over thousands of dollars to get free promo by somebody who was like really popping at the time, still popping to this day. But I hold no ill will, you know. It is what it is.
I do. Fuck a lot.
Oh yeah.
I for sure do.
Our last topic, good old Boosie. Boosie's facing 15 years in federal prison on some gun charges. So let's do a little reading right quick. Boosie Badass asked for prayers after accepting federal plea deal. So he pleaded guilty in a federal gun case tied to a 2023 arrest, now faces up to 15 years. Pleaded guilty on August 26 in a San Diego federal courtroom to a firearm charge stemming from a 2023 arrest that kept the rapper entangled in legal battles for more than 2 years. He was a felon in possession of a firearm, federal offense that carries maximum sentence of 15 years in prison. The plea comes after a May 2023 traffic stop where officers discovered 2 guns in a vehicle Boosie was riding in. He was initially facing state charges that were later dropped. The case was picked up by the feds due to laws that bar convicted felons from owning firearms. His legal team had challenged the constitutionality of those restrictions, citing recent U.S. Supreme Court rulings related to nonviolent offenders and gun rights. So I'm like, I'm one of those constitutional 2A guys, believe it or not. And I happen to live in the state of California. So I kind of know how like that shit moves. I've always had an issue with laws surrounding felons who have served their whole term not being able to get their rights restored, because when you're talking about like what prison's supposed to be, whether it's rehabilitation or punishment, it's like what's the point of a bid if within reason, I'll say within reason, because there is some shit you just can't come back from whether you're released or not. But what's the point of a bid if like you serve that bid even after you're released? You know what I mean? So it's kind of shaky when it comes to this kind of shit, but I doubt that this is going to he's not getting no 15 years in prison. This is what we were talking about earlier about like websites that'll put like the most heinous headline they can to get people to click on it. He's not getting 15 years in the feds for possession of a firearm, especially with his status and his resources. It's just not going to happen. If I had to guess, he's gonna actually walk with, probably some sort of form of probation, maybe house arrest, stuff like that, and some sort of restitution for the police department that had to process all the paperwork and whatnot. But it's just a reflection of like people are just kind of goofy how they move, and you want to play, you want to play Tony Montana online, and you just got to move. You just got to move quietly. You can't don't put yourself in situations where that shit's gonna happen. It's just, I don't understand how people get caught up like that. You kind of got to go out of your way. Just mind your fucking business and cross your T's and dot your I's. But are any of you guys? Yeah, too old for this
shit. And it's like you want people to pray for you. Like, bro, no, like how old are you at this point?
Yeah.
And yeah, nah, man. Like, if they give you time, sit down, bro. Like, that's like you got to deal with whatever comes.
Yeah, I think it's a silly mistake on his end, honestly. And I'm not crazy over him. Grew up listening to his bangers, but he came out and got the platform and just started talking out his mouth crazy. And I'm like, I don't really fuck with that. But I do think, you came out not too long ago. Why are you putting yourself in a position to potentially go back into the system? Like you know that you have to follow certain rules. Like it whether it's fair or not, whatever, but he needs to like lay low. Like, what are you doing? Like, you got a gun? Make sure you got a bodyguard that has the gun, not you holding the gun.
I was just about to say, it's like you got resources to have other people pick up the slack where you can't legally do it yourself. So outside of that, it's like a huge ego thing when it comes, when you look at it like that. It's like
that's exactly what it is. I don't need to have security. I don't need to have bodyguards. Like it, bro, you can't have that shit yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
And
you need body.
Yeah, and he's always throwing lavish parties and wants the hood to pop out to his house and all this crap, whatever. You need to be secure. And for the simple fact that, hey, a case like this, oh, it's not my gun. My bodyguard is actually licensed to hold a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have figured that out, but not moving smart.
I don't know how much you guys follow Boosie or know about him, right? But I would say he probably does have security. I would imagine, to be honest. And then he still also carries himself because he's pretty. The stories out there, right, are pretty serious for sure about Boosie and what's gone down where he lives and stuff. So it's also kind of crazy that he has all those parties. All things considered of what has happened, and I'm also interested to see. Not interested like in a good way, but like I'm wondering if they're gonna try to throw the book at him or like really pin him on some stuff based on some past stuff. You know, I don't know.
I mean, I think they already got him for everything that they're trying to that they would hit him for. You know, because he was away for a while.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying, like, with how much of a you know, I don't want to say a word like menace, right? But he's a habitual line stepper when it comes to maybe not following these rules that he's supposed to be following. That's where I wonder if they're going to be like, yeah, he's been too much for too long.
He's a tiny guy. He's a tiny man with a loud mouth. So like the fact that he feels like he needs to carry doesn't blow my mind. Like I understand that aspect of it, but you have the resources to not have to put yourself in that position. And like, whether they do have anything else, the feds will try to like trap people in little shit so they can like turn it into like RICO type shit, especially if they know if you're affiliated with certain situations. I don't see this being a scenario. I just see him being a fucking idiot and getting picked up with something that he shouldn't have been picked up with. It's not like he's the only felon out there carrying, you know. That's not. I know a lot of felons that carry. You know, that's pretty par for the course in a lot of places that you go if it has to be that way. But it's not like, you know, he can be on the outskirts. He's got property. He's got a mansion. He need to move like that. Keep your ass inside and just stop doing dumb shit. Stop doing 18, 19-year-old shit. How old is Boosie? 40 something?
He old enough, and
I was gonna say it might be above that.
Yeah.
So no prayers for Boosie. Stop being a fucking idiot. And I mean, hopefully he don't get wrapped up too bad because, you know, like I said before, I do have some hiccups when it comes to people that serve their time not being able to have constitutional rights. But that's, you know, this isn't the conversation to have on this platform. He did something stupid and he's gonna have to jump through the hoops.
Yeah, never wish jail on anybody, especially in this kind of a. I mean, not to say it wasn't stupid, but it wasn't hurting anybody, you know. So hopefully, it comes out well for Boosie on this one.
Yeah, D says he doesn't know. He said they gave BG like 10 for that same charge. It's like, yeah, I mean you're not wrong, bro. DAs, they'll do whatever the hell they want, honestly. Like they really will. DA with a bad day will put you away for 15. They'll throw the book at you if you don't know, maybe his wife's cheating on him or something. And he got a bone to pick with somebody, so he's gonna make Boosie sit down for a while. So we're nearing the end, and like we do every single week, we're gonna go around and ask everybody what they've been listening to. And I'm actually gonna start, bro, because I've been on my NorCal Bay Area shit this week, and I dove back into some albums that like raised me when I was a kid. And I'm sure some of you guys familiar with Mac Mall?
Heard the name. It's not something I'm not like super familiar.
Yeah, Mac Mall. I knew Cloud would know who he was. Mac Mall, Bay Area legend, and he really like set that. He doesn't get enough credit for developing that like Bay Area sound that people like 40 and Mac Dre and Nicotina really like carried into the stratosphere. And I was revisiting some of his albums this week, and I was like, damn, bro, like these are crazy. The beats, you're not gonna get crazy lyrics from that era of Bay Area hip hop. You're just not. You're gonna get some outlandish bars. Like you can go back to a lot of E40 shit. Like E40 got a line where he's slicker than worm sperm. And I remember being a kid being like, the fuck is he talking about, bro? You are a nut. And like you still see it today. There's guys like the Bruiser Wolf. There's guys that throw Danny Brown, outlandish shit like that. But a lot of people aren't up on game to like where that sound, the clapping hi-hats, that specific sound was really like launched from Mac Mall in his first 2 tapes. So if you guys aren't familiar with Mac Mall's catalog, go hop in and check it out. And that goes all the way back to like RBL Posse and shit and Loonies and like stuff that, you know, I don't feel like really gets enough credit for what they did for Bay Area hip hop in general. And outside of that, I've been listening to more like Nicholas Craven. I'm still listening to that Radamiz project. Is it Radamiz or Radamiz?
Yeah, Radamiz.
Crazy. Dude's crazy. So yeah. I've been bouncing back and forth from like that East Coast shit and then just like the shit that raised me. And I'm still bumping a lot of Living Legends because I'm still sour about the homie Aesop passing away. So
yeah, man, rest in peace.
Absolutely. So who's next?
Well, I'll go.
Hey, go ahead.
I've been listening to Quelle Chris, Koreatown Oddity, some Mobb Deep, a little bit of John Wayne. I haven't listened to John Wayne in a while, but he's dope. Zero, Jeremiah J, some JPEG Mafia, Dark Low.
Nice.
Yeah, still bumping like Strong Arm Steady shit. Feel the Agony, Crondon, fucking legends. Some Cavalier. I've been bumping a Radamiz album still, but also he dropped the EP with Thelonious Martin a couple of years ago. So that's just dope. And some Fat Cat and Nick Grant. And that's pretty much it.
Nice.
Sheesh. Well, on my list, I got a combination of different things because, you know, I do listen to like hip hop a lot, but you know, I tap into other genres too, R&B, reggae, all that. But as far as hip hop, since we hip hop high, you know, Westside just dropped that Hills Have Eyes 2. I listened to the first one and gathering my opinion of the second one to see how I feel about it. And then also been listening to actually a lot of different releases that came out over the last few weeks. I mean, last week alone, there's like mad drops, and you know, apparently that was the last week to be considered for a Grammy. So I think that's why we got so many projects. But Ghostface Killer, I went back to the one that dropped in the early 2000s. You know, some of y'all probably wasn't even born yet. Who knows? But then working my way into Supreme Clientele 2 to see how I feel about that. And then Offset dropped Kiari. Debating how I feel about it. But yeah, that Earl Sweatshirt, Big X. For any R&B girlies or, you know, fellas that like R&B, Mariah the Scientist dropped. I feel iffy about it, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like she got overshadowed by Young Thug and his now snitching allegations. So, yeah, I'll sprinkle that in there.
Sorry, I know you guys see me smirking right now, but I'm fighting the urge to come up with off-the-wall West Side Gun lyrics right now, because every time I hear West Side Gun, I just have the urge to say something outlandish. But go ahead, Obi. No, I'm gonna tuck it. I'll keep it in the tuck for next time.
All right. Keep it tucked.
When you're not hosting.
That's funny. Yeah, let's see. I mean, from last week, I'm still kind of like listening to some more, not some more, but still listening to Supreme Clientele 2. Still been rocking that Coast Contra, the 5th, Offset, Kyrie. Is that how you say it? I haven't heard the name.
Yeah.
Chiari. Oh, it's probably Chiari. You're right now. But then I'm also getting into some of my a little bit more underground stuff lately. So I got another Miko review coming out that we had on the site for his first project. I got another one coming, East Side Screw Up. Rikoshi. He's from Chicago. He's got this album Flavas that's good. It's a lot deeper than I was expecting going in. So I've been liking that a lot. M. Gold. He's been dope. I've been listening to that. He's from out of LA. Definitely was listening to that Radamiz album a lot. And then when that One Slide remix came on, I was like, dang, that's sick. With Esty and I can't remember who else was on it right now, but that was a great song, that remix. And then, oh yeah, that UFO FEV, Fev. I don't know how he says it. Fev, UFO Fev.
Yeah, he's dope.
And Murs. And then Murs, we got to run those numbers up so it won't be his last album, honestly. So,
Cloud, can you elaborate on that little video that was going viral with him talking about how nobody was listening to his shit and how it doesn't get updated until a certain amount of time after? Because it made me sad watching it. So I want people who are like me to have the actual information so they don't feel as bad as I felt when I watched it.
Yeah. So it depends on how you distribute an album, but sometimes it will update live and sometimes it won't, like the stats. And the thing is, what he posted, it didn't update live. So he didn't get like the actual real stats until the next day. Like he wasn't getting them in real time. And he, I'm sure he usually does. So he thought that, you know what I'm saying? He thought that it was like, damn, nobody's listening. But nah, he good, bro. Like there's never gonna be a day where Murs drops and nobody fucking cares.
Yeah, it's a great album too. It's a great fucking album. I've been listening to that too, just not as much.
I loved the first Love and Rockets when that shit came out with Ski.
Crazy. We got 108 in the room watching till the end, and we've been steady above 100 live viewers this whole time. So I just want to appreciate everybody rocking with us. This number keeps going up every single week, and we're just being ourselves. We're not doing anything different than we did when we started. This is our 65th episode, which is crazy. Lee and Obi, we know you guys are relatively new, but you guys are fitting right in. It's seamless, and we're glad to have you. But D out there recovering, drinking his vitamin C. Star, like the OGs, the people that have got this thing off the ground and running. Like it's been a real pleasure, and I really don't see it not working at this point, because the hardest hurdle is that that first year. Once you start cracking 100 live viewers, it might be small to some people and other platforms, but y'all can fuck all the way off. Like, we're doing our thing. We're not doing clickbait shit. We're giving real opinions on here. And the fact that more than 100 people across the country, maybe even internationally, are tapping in and even downloading after the fact, downloading the audio and listening to that, all that looks really good. And we really fucking appreciate all y'all, for real. So before we get up out of here, anybody got anything to plug? Where can they find you? What are you working on? Go ahead, Cloud.
Oh man, don't really have anything right now. I'm trying to put out some new shit soon, some new music, and that's really it. I'll probably have something to announce next week. But yeah.
Tell the people where they can find you, Lee.
Well, I'm at the Culture Decides. I'm recording this weekend. I gotta tap into this Hills Have Eyes 2 a little bit more. We got Joey dropping tomorrow, and then of course showing love to the underground crowd. So catch me there. New episode next week.
Obi, what's on the lineup? What you got popping for reviews?
Oh man, what do I got popping for reviews? Honestly, it was kind of some of those names I just listed. I'll probably be sending those in, so get some of these like kind of high caliber more underground artists and albums up there, and then let's see. I mean, look forward for next week for like Key Glock and Joey Badass and all those things. Watch the Culture Decides podcast. That's great. I love that. Listen to Jonathan Cloud, just making sure. That's why I say Jonathan Cloud. I say the full name sometimes because that's what it says on Spotify. So I'm just going off of what I see and read all the time. So I be running Apocalypse Now, featuring Corrupt. We're running Fear, featuring Jadakiss. Like, so we're running those. We're playing that shit. We're, trying to get my wife to buy some tea. Not that she won't. I need her to take the time to buy some tea from Star. Buy a shirt from Cam. All I'm promoting is all our stuff. Go to the website, read all the reviews, follow us on Twitter at Hip Hop High, I think is what it is off the top of my head. Just keep running these numbers up. Find me on Instagram. Hit the like button every once in a while. It'll be awesome. So I got more than 4, but I don't really care, honestly, either way. It's all good for me. Yeah, that's it, man. Let's keep pushing, keep grinding. I love this. I love being here and talking. Thanks for all the kind words, Cam.
Thanks. Thank you, Cam.
I love this shit.
Thank y'all for
thanks for welcoming us.
Right. With open arms. Like,
could have been like, these guys suck, and we'd have been out pretty quick. And we might still be. So if we go missing, Nah.
If everything stays on pace like it is, and the interactions and the streams are as fluid as they are, we got a good environment with good people that are here for the right reasons. So, Obi, just send me drop an addy in my inbox, bro, and I'll just send you some merch, bro. Don't even sweat it.
I know, but I like to pay for the time put into it. Whatever. Because I was at the clip show. I was like, oh, I should have had a shirt, or I should have had I'd have been repping the logo. Might make my own stickers here. I might just make some Hip Hop High Society stickers, to be honest.
Yeah, let's get some t-shirts, some hats. I like cool to wear hats, y'all. Some fitteds.
Send out for shipping prices. I don't care. I'll take the less. I've gotten pins made before, and honestly, you can get quite a lot for not as much as you think. So people pay shipping.
I actually got a sticker guy, believe it or not, for Men of Order. I got a manila envelope just full of them. And D's got merch covered. He's been working on it.
Yeah.
He got himself
send me those stickers. I work in the city. I'll slap it all around the subway. They're gonna be like, who the fuck? Hip hop.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we're trying to push it out west out here. Me and Cam, we're trying to hold it down in the west. Like, we gotta spread it out.
Yeah, it's also all the people here, man. If this shit goes down, it's gonna be because it's something I said.
You gotta come up with all the hot quotes now.
I'm the corrupt individual.
And now hold on till Patreon, bro. Once we're on Patreon, you're gonna.
Oh, there you go.
You said this motherfucker was running cover the whole time. But no, it's been a blast. As far as me, it's Cassius Cam everywhere. Go to menoforder.com/Cassius Cam for all your holistic supplementation and workout needs. And me and the homie, the Strong Dad from Men of Order, just did a stream with the Haram Life. So go check out the Haram Life podcast. We dive into a bunch of topics on fitness and how tainted the workout industry is. If you want that real on fitness and whatnot, then holler at me. But from everybody here at Hip Hop Society, even the people that couldn't be here today, we really appreciate y'all. And until next time, peace out.